Hey up, Sofa Squad, and welcome to another edition of On the Sofa. And I appear to be on my own, at least for now. But I'm just going to crack on and see how we go. See how we get on, because there's so much to talk about. But first, I just want to tell you a few things. Oh, hello. Stool Hub has has joined in. Good evening.
Did I just catch you talking to yourself again?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
You've got to stop doing that.
Yeah. Well, if certain people were to turn up on time, not mentioning any names. Oh, he's gone silent. But
I'm on time. I'm on time, for fuck's sake. God.
Okay. How are you anyway? How the devil are you?
How the devil am I? Well,
Mm.
that's the question, isn't it, Mike? Because how the devil are we? I mean, it's a weird world.
Isn't it just?
It's a very weird world at the moment.
Mm.
I'm going to give you a little indication of how on time I was for this.
Yeah.
I put my onesie on,
Okay.
and it takes me half an hour to do that. So I'm determined. Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, I take it all back.
It's so cold here. It is so cold. It started snowing again outside, and it's so
Oh,
bad.
it's probably snowing outside here as well, but I can't see outside my window from where I am. And so, but yeah, but it's definitely freezing cold.
It's
I
absolutely freezing, and I don't tend to look at weather forecasts or what have you because I think they're stupid and shit. But apparently, I really do. I hate them. I think they're pointless. But apparently, we're going to get -6. Now, that's not a very big minus number. The Canadians would laugh at us,
Yes,
but
it's
I'm
big.
fucking freezing.
It's big for us.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a list.
I know. I've heard the rumors.
Yes, it's not as big as the last one,
Oh,
but
gosh.
still, it's a list. But before we get into the list, I've got a quick announcement.
Oh, you're not getting married again, are you?
Oh hell no,
Okay.
no, never. But on the 13th, next Wednesday, 10 o'clock, I'm doing a stream entitled "The Importance of 1984."
Oh, hang on a minute. That's a bit deja vu. Did you not already do that?
No, no, I've advertised it on
Oh, well, I've added
Discord.
it. I did set a reminder for it, but I thought you'd done it.
Yes. No, 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 not yet.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'll watch that. That'll be
Yeah.
cool.
The
My
reason I
remind
wanted to.
my reminders don't work very well on the YouTubes.
Ah.
So sometimes I set a reminder, but I don't get the reminder. So I tend to miss lots of things. Hey, Purple's here. Yay.
Hello, Purple. But the reason I wanted to do this is because lately there's been a trend where people tend to say, "Oh, that's a bit Orwellian," or "That's a bit 1984," and
Yeah,
I think you keep using these terms,
but you don't know
but I
what they
don't
mean.
exactly.
Hmm.
So I decided to revisit the book and to see what's really happening, to see if
Okay.
I knew what these terms meant.
When you say, and just as an aside, I didn't realize you were actually live now. So if I've said something bad, I apologize. When you say you revisited the book, did you actually just have a little cheeky look back into it, or did you reread it, or what?
I read it and listened to it, I should say, an audio book.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh,
and
I'd never thought of that. An audiobook of,
mm,
I'd never thought of that. That would be
yeah,
a good thing.
yeah, and I read some of the cliff notes as well. Um,
I get what you're
so
saying. I do totally get what you're saying, because it's kind of one of those memes, for want of a better word. Everyone
yeah,
keeps saying 1984, and none of these people know what that book was. They've never read it. They're just sharing
yeah,
nonsense.
yeah,
So okay,
exactly.
when
So
is that due to be? This is
so
one of you. Is this? Sorry, I'm interrupting. Sorry. Is this one of your recorded things, or is this one of your live thingy jigs?
it's gonna be a live stream. Um, Purple's going to be with me, and hopefully
Oh,
a
that will
few
end
others.
badly. That will end very badly if Purple's here.
Shh, shh, don't tell him. But
So
uh,
I'm going to add it to my. I'm literally going to do this, Mike. Now I'm not
yeah,
shitting you. Apologies for bad language. Because I have got it. I do click on the reminder thing, but my YouTube upcoming things don't work. So when have you got that planned for? Give me the date and the time. I'm going to add this to my calendar right now. Not shitting you. I'm
so
doing it.
Wednesday the 13th,
Wednesday the 13th,
10 o'clock,
10 o'clock.
Greenwich Mean Time, which I think is 4 p.m. Central Time.
Okay.
So in the States,
11 o'clock, did you say?
10 o'clock. Are you
11.
listening?
I'm trying to, yeah. Listen, I'm taking this very seriously. You've no idea what I'm doing now. I know you think I'm shitting you. I'm literally adding this to my proper calendar,
Okay.
and it's done. Okay. I
I was
want to
only
listen to
putting.
that. That
I
would
was
be
only
cool.
yanking your. I was only yanking your chain. But no,
Yeah.
10 o'clock, 10 p.m.
Oh, it's
Which
10
is
p.m. now.
yeah.
You
Well, it
said
always was.
11.
Did I? But it's one I said 10.
This is why I can't trust you. You're a fucking dick. 10 p.m.
It's definitely 10 p.m.
Okay.
Which I think is 4 p.m. Central. Purple saying yes, UK 6 hours ahead of Minnesota.
Okay, Mike, let's listen to Purple, because we can't do time. We can't do UK time.
Yeah. So should be very interesting. Well, I think it's going to be interesting anyway.
You know
Um,
what? For once in my life, I'm going to agree with you.
Good, excellent.
But
In fact,
don't get used to this, because I'm never going to do it again.
oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, so shall we get into the main body of the stream then? Now that announcement's out of the way. The thing is, I don't know where to start. There's so much news. I've got my. I think let's start with the whole Capitol Hill escapade. There was a scuffle there, according to Laura Koonsberg.
A kerfuffle, was it? Was it a
Yes, yeah,
kerfuffle?
I guess a kerfuffle.
Oh, what did Koonsberg say?
She said a scuffle.
Oh my gosh. I do not like that person. Jesus.
No. Well, a lot of people disagree with find it disagreeable. Well, there you have it. But it was a bit more than that. Let's be honest. Oh, we can see your face now.
It
Awesome.
was more than a yeah.
Oh, we've got Purple with us too. Hang on. Yes. Hello, Mr. Purple. And never again.
Hello.
Welcome.
All right. What's all this then?
Sorry?
What's all this then?
We're doing British things, Purple. Go away. Be gone.
But yes. So can you see, since you're from the other side of the pond, the side of the pond where this took place, and of course, and can you explain to us Brits what the hell happened? What's going on?
In my defense, I actually watched the whole thing, and I watched this thing for so long live that I've run out of data.
Because Stu probably knows more about than I do at this point. I could not take watching it for very long.
This could be very true, and I don't mean that in a bad way, Purple, because I was just... This is something that I watched, and I could not stop watching. It was...
There's also the possibility that you got a reasonably unbiased news source, which we cannot get in the US.
It was... I don't want to say this because it sounds meaningless in this day and age, but it was one of those history-defining moments.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
And I was glued to it. Sorry.
No, I can't believe the Republicans and the people on the right, how they're still trying to spin this as this was an act of patriotism.
Yeah.
And then they're also trying to claim that this would have been a completely peaceful protest, except there were members of Antifa dressed as MAGA people there who infiltrated the crowd just to begin violence. That otherwise this would have just been a peaceful march.
That was the thing that was invented by that. I still can't say his surname. Matt, is it Gates or Getz? I don't know.
Is he the one that looks like Butthead?
I wasn't sure exactly who started it specifically, but it seemed to be coming from Fox News.
Yeah, he started it. You know, forgive my ignorance on your political system, Purple, but you know when they went from that house to the other house, and then Matt Gates just did his thing, and
it may have started on Newsmax or that other conspiracy-led news station.
One News America. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, and they are holding to the story, even though people they apprehended, who have made all sorts of statements supporting Trump, were found to have weapons and bombs in their cars.
Yeah. And
so these were the Antifa people, I guess?
Yeah, they also found a pipe bomb again.
I think there were 3 of them found.
Yeah, there's footage of one person with a sidearm and what's it called? Tying, ties.
Yeah, the zip ties.
For tying up hostages.
Not just hostages, they had built a gallows on the courtyard across from the Capitol.
I don't really know what to think about this because in a way it's a good thing, because the American news networks, by which I mean not Fox obviously, but they're actually now coming out and saying what they should have been saying all along. That's a good thing. It's taken them 4 years to do it, but they're now saying the correct words.
Well, yeah, and Facebook finally saying that Trump was condoning violence, but it's like, why the fuck didn't you say that any of the several dozen times before in the previous year?
I find this lovely, Purple, because we all know that Trump got baninated from the Twitters.
Yeah.
Good. He got baninated from Facebook, not for 12 hours, but indefinitely. That's a good.
Yeah.
But the beauty, the icing on the cake, I forget the name of the fucking merchants, but he's lost his shop. He can't sell his merchandise anymore.
I've got it here.
Brilliant.
Shopify have taken down the Trump merch store.
I did not hear his merch store went down.
Yeah. And now let's just think about this as grown-ups. He doesn't care about people being killed or invading that place that you guys love so much. He doesn't care about that. What does he care about? His merch.
Hey, Spooky. Well, all he cares about is his ego.
And his fucking money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Snapchat have banned him indefinitely as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, he's gonna start posting to TikTok tonight.
But who wants me to read Mark Zuckerberg's statements?
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Okay, I'll just see if I can share that as well. Let's see if this works. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. The shocking events of the last 24 hours clearly demonstrate that President Donald Trump intends to use his remaining time in office to undermine the peaceful and lawful transition of power to his elected successor, Joe Biden. His decision to use his platform to condone rather than condemn the actions of his supporters at the Capitol building has rightly disturbed people in the US and around the world. We removed these statements yesterday because we judged that their effect and likely their intent would be to provoke further violence. Following the certification of the election results by Congress, the priority for the whole country must now be to ensure that the remaining 13 days and the days after inauguration pass peacefully and in accordance with established democratic norms. Over the last several years, we have allowed President Trump to use our platform consistent with our own rules, at times removing content or labeling his posts when they violate our policies. We did this because we believe that the public has a right to the broadest possible access to political speech, even controversial speech. But the current context is now fundamentally different, involving use of our platform to incite violent insurrection against a democratically elected government. We believe the risks of allowing the president to continue to use our service during this period are simply too great. Therefore, we are extending the block we have placed on his Facebook and Instagram accounts indefinitely, and for at least the next 2 weeks until the peaceful transition of power is complete.
Well, I find that interesting. I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I watched the whole damn thing, which is why I look like shit, which I always do. I watched the whole damn thing, even all the boring parts, for many, many hours.
Yeah.
And I do find it a little bit shit, if you don't mind me saying, that all of a sudden, now he's only got 13 days left, all these enablers are now saying, oh yeah, we've had enough.
Yeah,
Mm.
but
They should
they
have
did
done that
everything they
4
could to help
years
him get
ago.
reelected. You know how narrow the election was, that
Yeah.
if he had not botched the handling of the pandemic so bad, and if he had just signed the last stimulus bill instead of arguing about it, you know, either of those things, if he had just put his signature on the $600 stimulus instead of making an event out of it, he probably would have won the election.
This is true.
And these people were the ones helping him.
This is very true, but he also did a really... This guy is the most... Oh, God.
Yeah.
I wish so
Yeah.
much that we could go back 4 years. The guy's a moron, and he basically, for the past week or two, he's been telling his supporters not to vote for him, but he didn't realize he was doing that. He was saying to them, the electoral system is rigged. This is not an intelligent gentleman. It really is not.
No.
Just let's do this. Fingers crossed. He's not going to go away. We know this. He's never going to go away. He's always going to be a fucking... Sorry, Mike, your channel. He's always going to be he's always going to be a poo-poo head. He will not go away. But at least something now is happening. You know, people are now saying the words that they should have been saying 4 years ago. He's a con man. He's a liar. He's dangerous. Get him out.
Yes. Even Pat Robertson has turned against him now.
Oh, yeah, he did. And yeah, whatever. He's a weirdo. But I found the interesting thing that Mitch McConnell's wife resigned.
Did she?
Oh, so she's not his wife anymore.
Oh, that is so... No, purple. I hate that joke.
I'm sorry, you just set it up so well.
I think that's actually... It's not headline news, but I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because she held a high-ranking place in the US government. And if she's resigned, I think that's a little bit of an important thing.
It could be. There is also the angle that she just doesn't want to be around when they start taking votes on the 25th Amendment there. You know, basically, she's just trying to get out before she can be held accountable for anything.
Yeah,
that's just one angle on it.
Yeah, and but now Trump has effectively conceded and has promised an orderly transition. Do we believe him? That's the question.
Not if he thinks he's got an opportunity, no.
Because the thing is, he's still, even though he's been banned from Twitter and Facebook and all the major, and other major social media platforms, he's still on Parler, and that's where all his disciples are as well. So he could still incite them there.
I think we do believe him when he says orderly transition. I think that's going to happen. It will be orderly. However, that statement that he made through, I forget the guy's name, his media manager. What's his name? Scavino or something. It was a loaded statement. And it was basically Trump saying, okay, this will be orderly, but I'm not going to let this go.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And this will be his new grift.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's going to do it under protest, continuing to claim he won the election the whole time.
Of course.
And that is still undermining the basis of our government.
yeah.
That is still sedition.
And that video that he released, saying, we love you, you're very special, but you need to go home in peace. I understand where you're coming from. This election was cruelly and violently stolen from us, but now, I love you all. You're very special to me. I want to suck your dicks.
Yeah,
But you need to go home.
It's the same thing he said when they exposed the plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan, that he told the Proud Boys, stand by and stand down.
Yeah.
He didn't say you shouldn't be doing this. He didn't say this was a treasonous act. No, he said, I'm sorry you didn't get away with it. Just wait and we'll have another chance.
When I saw that video that he released, whilst all this shit was going on,
Yeah.
I don't want to Godwin myself, but I was thinking, Bunker, Hitler, this is a coward.
You're picking up an audience.
This is an absolute coward. He's rallying the troops from his fucking bunker.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a personality cult that is built around himself.
Yeah.
So when he and his ilk, and Giuliani and others, are inciting people to storm the Bastille, as it were, quelle surprise, it actually happens.
Yeah.
There are clever people out there who have legal brains who will tell you. I mean, we're all concentrating now on the orange shit Gibbon. He did his thing to incite this, but you've also got to remember that the son number one, Don Jr., stood up on the same stage and said worse things, and the Rudy also stood up and said bad things, and this was quite literally, go and do this thing that I want you to do. I mean, it's there for everybody to see.
Yeah, we're going to have trial by combat. Wasn't that what he said?
Trial by combat. Yeah.
Well, and even after this mob stormed the Capitol, some of the Republican senators are still trying to defend this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You don't understand, do you guys, that this was a lynch mob who would have taken you out if they caught you in the hallway?
Yes. Yeah. It beggars belief. I thought, what the hell are you doing? Why are you still trying to defend this behavior?
Because they can't admit that they made a mistake. They can't back down. They can't seem weak in front of their base of support.
Yeah.
And their base of support are fucking racist Nazis. So they have to continue to appeal to fucking racist Nazis for a chance to get reelected.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Still, Spooky is saying that he can't take his eyes off your blurry can of custard.
That just turns me on when he says that.
I think I should say at this stage, we're not sponsored by Birds. Other custard is available. There are other brands of custard out there, but we're not sponsored.
We know the truth. The reason you're sitting in front of a brick wall is because this is all run by the Masons.
Well, but if Birds would like to sponsor this channel, hint, hint, you know where to contact me. You know.
Hell, I don't even need a sponsorship. Send me a free can of custard.
Devon knows how they make it so creamy.
Oh, I
Was
get
that so?
that.
I've
Was
never
that-
heard of that brand, so I have no idea. But
That's it. No, that's not birds, is it? That's some...
No, it's Devon custard, you dick.
Oh dear. Sorry, I got the giggles.
I've got
Okay.
to apologise for this, Purple. This is kind of British humour. We both know what we're talking about. You don't, so
that's okay. Being autistic, I'm quite used to that.
Anyway.
this is not going well. If Mike's laughing, we've got a problem.
Oh God.
We've got a big problem. Mike, you've got a
Yes.
list. You've got a list,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Move
And,
down your list.
Okay, so the Trump tapes. I just want to find 11,780 votes. What do people think about this?
I've listened to the full thing, the full 1 hour and 2 minutes, I think it is. I honestly think that, thanks Amiga Nuts, I love you. I honestly think, could be wrong, but I think that tape made a difference.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Because if you've listened to the full 1 hour tape, the orange shit Gibbon in that tape, he's worse than Nixon.
I don't think it made a big difference, but I think it was one more peg that made it a little bit harder for the Republicans in the Senate to defend him.
Yeah.
Until this riot broke out, they still had plans to challenge the votes in at least a dozen states. They were going to stall the process.
I think I would like to disagree with you, Purple, because you're clever enough to remember the Nixon tapes.
Yeah, I was still kind of young then, but
well, history. And in those days, it was a similar thing. The Republicans were, oh, no, it's nothing, until the tape was released. And then they all said, whoa, this is bad. I think something similar has happened here. Because that tape, even though we know he's an insane, deluded fuckwit,
I think there's a huge difference here, though.
I think that tape has made a difference.
I think when the Nixon tapes came out, Nixon's own party said, "Oh shit, what he's doing is something we can't support." When the Trump tapes came out, they said, "Oh shit, somebody found out about this, and we don't have a way to deny this now."
Okay, I get
because he wasn't doing anything they didn't know about all along.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but did you see? I mean, I was watching this live. So did you see Lindsey Graham? I mean,
only a little clip of it.
When he stood up, oh my God! Oh, yeah. I mean, my brain is still worrying about this because I love history, and I'm a bit of a nerd about American politics, but this is something really, really fucking big.
Well, and nothing has really changed. The situation has not been defused at all.
No.
It's just waiting for the next explosion. But nothing has been done to dissuade these people. Nothing has been done that is going to convince these people that they have done anything wrong.
Oh no, you are correct in saying that. The weirdos, the absolute cultists, you cannot change their minds. We know this. But I think that people the people who do their thing under that dome, I think they may have just had a little bit of a light bulb moment. I think so.
I'm hoping they had a little bit of that in at least recognizing that it's gotten to the scale that their personal safety is at risk if they don't do something to ratchet this back a bit.
And there's talk of enacting the 25th Amendment now.
Yeah.
You know, there's quite serious talk about it, apparently.
Very serious talk, yeah.
The problem is, in the BLM protest, they were burning the poor neighborhoods of the cities. So the people who have the multi-million-dollar mansions didn't give a shit. The idea that this could be brought to the office of somebody who has a multi-million-dollar mansion, that could make a difference.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it affected them.
Yeah. It affected them. It didn't just affect people that they considered disposable.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And but it's, you know, I can't remember her name now, but one of the Democrat senators, she's calling for Trump to be impeached again. But realistically, can that happen? Can that really happen? He's only got 13 days left. Anyway.
They have drafted articles of impeachment that are being circulated, trying to get enough signatures.
I think this is actually a serious thing, as opposed to the nonsense that we've all witnessed before. This is, I think, from what I can understand, I think this is a serious effort to do something to get him out, even though he's only got 13 days left. And I think we can all, I mean, we're all clever people, except for Mike, he's a dick, but we're all clever people. We can understand that idiot, even though he's only got 13 days left, he's still the most powerful human being on this planet. This is a serious matter.
And I think Dave is correct that there probably is not enough time for the impeachment process. But I think them starting the process is largely to try and pressure the 25th Amendment thing. Because they need the support from a lot of Republicans. Mostly they need support from the people in Trump's cabinet to push the 25th Amendment through.
As I understand it, this can be fast-tracked in super duper time, 24, 48 hours. That's what I'm hearing. This can be a very quick thing.
It's super duper time, like Trump's super duper missile.
It could be if they got, a really overwhelming support in the Senate. But that would require, like at least a dozen Republican senators to sign on to it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that you people didn't listen to Pelosi's speech tonight.
No, I didn't hear that.
No, neither did I.
Mm-hmm. I think this is going to happen. They're going to do something and they're going to fast track it super duper quick, like a super duper missile from the Space Force. And something's going to happen, I think. I don't know what it is. I think we have to.
They still need to get some Republican senators behind it because the Democrats have a minority in the Senate.
I don't want to say this word, but I'll say it. Pence.
Yeah.
He's got the option to do something that is the correct thing to do. And even though I despise that piece of shit.
Well, Pence could basically push the 25th Amendment thing all by himself.
I think Pence will do it. Okay,
just because
let's take bets. I'm going to start a new stream called Let's Gamble on the Future of America. Place your bet.
Well, what I could actually see happening at this point is, knowing that Trump is not going to go along with leaving quietly, Pence could push the 25th Amendment and basically threaten enough of Trump's cabinet members to get them to vote for it. So they could get Trump out on that point. As soon as that vote passes, Pence immediately is the acting president.
Yeah.
His very next pen stroke could be to pardon Trump and shut the whole thing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, you Americans are behind with the news, so the
I
latest
definitely am.
The latest I've got is that Pence is now kind of the important person, and so he has. This is what Pelosi said. He's got to do a thing. If he doesn't do that thing, then another thing will happen, and it's going to happen very, very quickly, abruptly and sharply.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking a year of arguments. We're talking like hours.
Right. So what thing does he need to do, or exactly? Can you elaborate?
No, I'm not allowed to elaborate because it makes me go blind.
Oh.
And it makes my palms get hairy.
Are you sure you're not getting confused with another word? But yes, interesting times. Have we talked about Trump enough? Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Baby otters.
Baby otters.
Shall we talk
I'm
about
sorry. The way things are going today, about every hour I have to go back to baby otters just to keep my stress at a manageable level.
Yes. Shall we talk about tampon gates?
Tampon games?
No,
you're
not
going
that.
to need to explain this here.
Okay, so the tampon tax was abolished on the 1st of January this year.
This is a British thing, Purple.
Yeah. I had asked you before what the tampon tax was, and nobody ever answered me.
I'm sure they did. Anyway, but I'll do my best to answer you again.
Okay.
Critical Cripple is saying it's a Kent thing. But what it was, they put the Conservative Party effectively put a tax on ladies' sanitary products, saying that it was claiming that it was a luxury item. And but now they've abolished that tax, and they're claiming it as a victory for Brexit, saying that it was the EU, it was the evil EU forcing them to put this tax.
And how many countries in Europe have this kind of tax? Just if they're going to blame the EU, I need that for a reference point.
Well, I'm not sure, but the fact is that when the Labour Party proposed abolishing it in 2015, I think all but 3 of the Tory MPs voted against abolishing it back then. But now they're saying we always wanted to abolish this tax, but the mean bastards in the EU wouldn't let us. But now we're free from that evil empire.
Just to put this into context.
Yeah.
This was announced, I think, on the 1st of January. Yay, we're free of the EU. In 2015, the VAT that the government receives from the tampon tax, it's donated to women's charities. It goes to look after charities who look after women who are whatever. You get what I'm coming from. But the fact is, there is still a tax on those things.
It sounds like they wanted to be careful that men weren't having to pay anything to the women's charities.
But here's the important thing. It's not a lot of money. Tax revenue for the government is a lot of money, but for an individual female person, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing.
Okay.
It just is not a big deal. God, I'm sounding like a woman. I do my research. Oh God, I said that fucking phrase. Shit. Shit. Listen, you're talking about, I think, about £5 per year. It's not a lot. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. It just is not.
But
you know what, Mike? I don't like your list. It's shit. Can we? I don't like it.
Yeah, but the problem is it's a selective tax. It's not a tax on all the people.
You know, I could wax lyrical on this. It does not affect. Listen, I'm poor. I can't afford to fart, but the amount of tax that is to a person is minuscule. It's an absolute nothingness.
It's the gaslighting that bothered me. Yeah, they, people like Rishi Sunak, and others, others in the Conservative Party, they were saying, well, we've wanted to abolish this tax all along, but they haven't. They're blatantly not the case, and there does seem to be, a growing trend from this government of trying to gaslight the nation, and that's all I wanted to say about it, really. But
okay,
anyway,
TVTube is saying many times the lady asked the male or mate to grab her some tampons, so I think the money is coming from the opposite end anyway. This again implies you have a different system in the UK, because in the US, if a woman ever asks her husband or boyfriend to pick up tampons for her, he will usually freak out and leave town.
Okay. It doesn't bother me, actually.
It doesn't bother me either, and I've always said that if your woman asks you to pick up tampons, take the wrapper from the old container to make sure you get exactly the same ones, because you don't want to show up with the wrong ones.
No.
And bring her a box of chocolates with it. And this is not altruism. This is self-preservation.
Yes. Oh.
Take a note of what people are being told to be outraged about.
Hans P.S. Hansen he says, I think Noel Plum talked about this in a video, but don't remember what it was. I think it was pretty much that it was not reduced tax. And Nerdy Rodent says, but there is a condom tax. I thought it was cut to 5% by Brown.
I'm not going to get into a lengthy conversation about VAT because I understand it. This is a red herring. Move on. Your list is shit, Mike. Move on.
Okay, well.
I'm joking.
Yes, I think we've talked about it enough anyway. Okay, so Boris Johnson's father has applied for French citizenship, and he's going to move to France.
I think that Boris Johnson's father is actually a good-ish person. Debate. I think he's a good person. I think he is. He was a member of the EU Parliament. He's very into conservation. I think one of his pet projects is being concerned about the plight of a certain elephant. I don't know. I don't get that, but I think he's a good person, ish. But
Dave seems to agree with you.
his son became the prime minister, and so he had to play along with it.
Yeah.
The one bad thing is that his wife, aka Boris Johnson's mother, who's dead, I think, he would beat her up, and she got a broken nose and all kind of stuff. So he's kind of a cunt, but he likes elephants. So I don't know.
Yes, it doesn't. It's not a good look, though, is it? For Boris, I mean.
I don't actually think anybody gives a shit anymore, because we all know that all these people are now, they've got their EU passports, so they're fine. You're familiar, I hope this is not on your list, Mike, but you know that the .eu domain suffix, we're now not allowed to use that in the UK.
No, I did not know this.
So what happens to companies that already had a website with that suffix?
Well, that's a very interesting question, Purple. I'm glad you asked. Purple helps me out. One of the
hooray, I'm useful.
One of the crap, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to talk about Brexit. Fuck no. But I really don't want. But leave.eu was the second campaign during 2016. Leave.eu. They've had to move their fucking headquarters, not physically moved, obviously, to Ireland, because they can't keep the .eu.
Yes, yeah. It's you'll like this story. Well, I don't know if you'll like it or not, still, but you may find it relatively interesting.
I hate your stories.
But apparently EU trawlers still have access to our fish for another 5 years, and they're not happy. British fishermen are not happy because they feel betrayed by Johnson.
A minute. If the EU trawlers still have access for another 5 years, what was that about sending out the gunboats?
That was I don't know. I think that was bluster. Yeah, that was bluff and bluster on Johnson's part.
Yeah, so he was making a show of force over something that he couldn't enforce this year.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and I think the fishing industry is only a small part. Is only a small part of Great Britain's income anyway.
It's
something like
absolutely
12%.
It's teeny weeny. It's an absolute nothingness. It's just so insignificant, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because obviously there are people who have jobs, so I'm not mocking those people. But certain people, and this is Brexit in a nutshell, certain people gave them a false hope. They sold them a dream that just would never come true. The fishing people are very angry. I can tell you this. Very fucking angry.
Yeah. And Dave makes an interesting point. I just put it up on the screen.
I don't believe that for 1 minute. Dave,
I'll put it back on the screen, actually. He says, we should have sold the fucking fishermen out completely and kept our fucking financial industry. And I think what he's alluding to there is the fact that the financial industry was actually much bigger than the fishing industry, a lot bigger.
I'm going to actually agree with Dave on this one. Please do not record this. Don't quote me, but I'm going to agree with Dave. I did not say this. I've got an alibi. I did not say this.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just going to do a quick thing, and then I'm not going to say the B word anymore.
Okay.
I'm talking to Purple now, because Americans don't, I'm not being patronizing, but they don't seem to understand how ridiculous this shit show is. How it's a clown show. It really is, Purple. But we sell our fish to the EU. No, we can't.
Yeah.
It's a fucking clown show.
Yeah. I know that's the big issue, that the products that you are producing, you don't have the markets to sell them to anymore. And somehow the people who push for the Brexit don't realize that that's going to hurt your industries.
Yeah.
Can't believe I just believe. Oh my God. I'm going to hit myself. Did I just agree with a thought that Dave... Oh God. I'm going to kill myself.
Oh. But I'm looking for an article, but I can't find it. But moving on anyway. We're coming up to the end of the hour, and I've got a and finally story for you.
Yay!
I think you'll like this one. 10,000 sex asses are stuck at Calais.
Sex asses?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I am not even going to try for the sex with a donkey joke here. It's too bloody obvious.
No. Did you say arses?
Yes.
Purple, arses.
Yeah.
Translation, arses are not donkeys.
Yeah, an ass and a donkey is the same thing.
Arses.
I say potato, you say potato. I say.
Well, see, he's not pronouncing the R, so it doesn't count.
Arses. Arses. What do you want me to do? Come on.
And this is a story from the Sunday Sport.
Oh, that fine publication. But there's but the story is that because of the this whole M20
fiasco because lorries are blocked. Going to and from Dover. This the owner of this sex toy shop, is complaining that his sex asses are stuck in Calais, and he's going to lose money.
Well, especially now because with COVID, people can't go out on dates. They've got nothing else to do but stay home and play.
Free my sex ass. Oh dear. So
Spooky, you need to add that to your Twitter bio. Free my sex hours.
Yeah, that's our and finally story this time.
That was a good finally. That was a good and finally.
But I thought you'd enjoy it.
I did. You've done well there, Mike. Well done.
Oh, thank you. But on that bombshell,
that's the way to do it. Go out on a good laugh.
Yes, keep them laughing as you go. But on that bombshell, I'm going to say good night. And if you've liked this video and you'd like to see more,
nobody liked it. I'm just going to go to the Twitters and spam sex houses.
And who doesn't enjoy a good sex house? says Dirty Road. And Mega Nuts is shilling us out here. Well, and yeah, here are all the links you need for my things. And
which one's the link for the sex asses?
Yeah, and he's done you as well, Purple. There you go. And
by the way, Amiga Nuts, I love the new icon.
Yeah, so do I. Very good. Yeah, and Stall, and so what was it? Oh, why was I not subscribed?
That's YouTube doing that again. I found out last night I was not subscribed to Sam Chaos, and it's like he's been in my stream almost every week. I know I subbed him months ago.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to, before I go, I've got a Discord. So if you're not part of my Discord yet, then the link should be in the description. Hopefully, along with my Patreon link, if you want to patronize me. So
I can certainly patronize you, my friend.
Yeah, you patronize me all the time. So yeah, so I'm going to say goodbye for now and see you next time.
Later
Good
on.
night.